If you see inequality as one-dimensional, then what happens to people who stand at the intersection? Intersectionality shows us that gender is never experienced in isolation. It always collides with race, religion, culture, caste, geography, and society. This is why intersectionality is important to gender studies, because when movements pretend that everyone is oppressed and privileged in the same way, they misdiagnose the problem and the already privileged ones always benefit. For example, in India, a Dalit woman working as a domestic labor doesn't experience sexism in the same way as the educated urban upper class woman. Yes, they both face patriarchy for sure, but a Dalit woman has to battle with social inequality, gender inequality, economic inequality, and caste discrimination too. A campaign about men's mental health, for instance, only talks about the privileged men who exist in the urban settings and how they emotionally struggle, but they often ignore the Dalit men who are questioned and policed simply for existing in the upper caste areas, the working class men who are forced into labor, and the queer men who face domestic violence and bullying. The issue is men's mental health, but what man drastically changes what their struggles look like. Ultimately, intersectionality exposes the gap between representation and reality. Not every man is privileged, not every woman faces oppression, and not every queer man is liberated. The real question isn't what challenges do women face, but it is which woman, in what body, in what religion, in what caste, in what area, and in what culture. Because equality that ignores inequality is worthless. At the end, intersectionality is not just a theory, but it is the only way to understand what gender looks like in the real world, and it is the only true way of liberation for those who are pushed at the margins.